I'm trying to push more community, black community to be specific, unity, black community oneness, more utilization of our resources. We have so many talented individuals, natural talent, and people in places with these resources that we need to freely be exchanging in ways to help uplift each other. So I think that's what Agape ultimately stands for, of thinking about ways in which I can help you, you can help me. We're getting to this further place, whether it's career wise, whether it's creatively, whether it's mental health, physical health, whatever it is, the whole person.
What's up, good people? We back with another episode of In Good Company. This is season 2, episode 2. I have another special guest here with me.
Turn me
We
up.
have Jess here. You feel me? Jess here with Agape Unconditional. How you feeling, Jess?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling you here. You feel me? So I gotta be good. You feel me? It's the name of the show. In Good Company. I'm with good company. But yeah, let's start off by talk about a little bit about you, your upcoming. Let people know who you are, where you come from, and a little bit about your background.
Got you. Well, my name is Jessica Smith. I'm the proud owner of Agape Unconditional. Agape is Greek for unconditional love, and that's what we seek to promote throughout the black community through fashion, mentoring, so on and so forth. We start with fashion to get the conversation going on how we can, pair together and come together as a community to, better ourselves. Um, I'm from South Jersey, from Atlantic City, born and raised. Come from two loving parents, and I have two bodyguards I call my older brothers. So I come from a lot of love and come from a lot of unconditional love at that, which is kind of stem the brand for me. Um, but the word agape really came from my father. He's a wordsmith. He uses all these big and grand words. And one day he had said it, and we had a deep dive conversation of like, what does it mean? And he kind of explained to me like it means unconditional love, and kind of pinpointed different points in time where he's put it into action or my family's put it into action, and how in a lot of ways I've put it into action. So that just little piece kind of really stuck with me back in 2019, and from there it just really resonated with me a lot.
But so that's very dope. Thank you for giving us that explanation of your upbringing, what agape means, the origins and everything. That was great. Um, I would say, how did you get into fashion? Like, what was like the turning point where you was like, hey, maybe this is something I want to dive into.
Mm.
Maybe, hey, I want to have a clothing brand. When was that?
Young. I've always had a passion for unique pieces. um you could literally call my family up right now and say like, when Jess went shopping, what would she look for? And they would say vibrant colors or different quality of fabric since young. Because I really was always passionate about making a statement. I've always been passionate about, my clothes speak for me first. Before my mouth speaks for me, what do you see first? So since young, I've always loved fashion. I've always loved different pieces and statements, whether it's a jacket, whether it's especially sneakers, but whether it's some sneakers, always been passionate about that. And I just felt like my passion was more than just clothing items. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
it became more of an expressive way of me expressing myself. Um, where in a lot of spaces when I was younger, I feel like I couldn't express myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like the most powerful yet quiet way was through my clothing.
Definitely. I feel like a lot of people could definitely resonate with that. Um, I mean, I would say especially, not especially me, but like definitely me too. Even though like, I might not, be as, outgoing with like the pieces I choose to wear and stuff like that, but you can always tell somebody's personality by what they're
Mm-hmm.
wearing. Like for me, if you see me, I always got on like, some clean cut,
Yup.
minimal earth tones, different like clean cut tailored silhouettes and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely. How important do you think it is to have that outlet of expression for an individual or like even like kids?
Extremely. I always tell people I'm a vice principal by day and a fashion designer and, brand owner by night. But it's extremely important to have some sort of creative outlet. Doesn't necessarily have to be fashion. It could be poetry. It could be music. It could be something. But everybody has an inner creative, and you just got to figure out what outlet that is for yourself. Like I said, for me personally, it was fashion. It's always been fashion. I don't have a problem stepping out in gold and silver with cow print or whatever the case may be. I like taking risks because that's just who I am. I'm a risk taker. So naturally, I'm going to take risk in my outfits as well. So I think it's extremely important, something that I definitely emphasize to my kids in the school building as well. Like, yeah, I see you, you have your uniform on, but like, I like your sneakers. Like, I like what you did with your sneakers. I like what you did with that jacket that you got on. I love
Mm-hmm.
what you did with that drawing. Like, keep on going, keep on figuring out what your creative outlet is because it's very important in a world that likes to box everybody's creativity in.
Definitely. And like you said, like complimenting. I feel like compliments go a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like with your kids, but even like to grown ass people. Like you could really brighten up somebody's day just by giving them a compliment. It boosts their ego and it boosts yours as well. So definitely compliments. Cause like you never know what somebody going through that day.
Nah, for sure. And
Yeah,
compliments are free.
yeah,
They free.
definitely. Like your compliment could definitely like make or break somebody's day, week, month. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Give them that push. Um, for you, who were key figures to give you that push, like friends, family,
Key figures that gave me that push. Um, my dad, he's very dapper. He's a very like
mm,
this whole, everybody's coming hip to dandyism. He's been a dandy man, like sharp, tailored, everything, clean cut. My mom has always been another person. She was one of them black moms that did not play. You're not going outside wrinkled. You're not going out. Go iron them clothes.
respectfully?
Right? Make sure this match. Make sure your left sock and your right sock go together.
Yep.
Just presentable in a way of not appeasing others, but presentable in a way of what impact do you want to create when people see you. So those two individuals really like that upbringing of like make sure that you are presenting your best self was one. Definitely got to give a big shout out to my best friend Zaki. Zaki Michaels, Zaki Styling on Instagram. He is just a fashion mogul. My
Yep.
goodness.
I
Ever
be seeing them. I
yeah,
be seeing them.
he is just one of them ones that like just breaks all barriers of what you think male fashion is and just breaks all those barriers. So since we met back, it's been 10 plus years now. He's always been somebody that has statement pieces and pushed me to be like, yo, wear what you want. Wear what you want. It's your body. Wear what you want. So that's definitely another person that does it for me. And I think on a celebrity tip, I love ASAP Rocky. Like ASAP, he is one of them ones again that just breaks all barriers of what you think a male should wear or what you think somebody should wear and just rocks whatever he wants to, how he wants to rock it. And that's just
Exactly.
the whole mold for me of like wear what you want. You have free will to wear what you want, so do it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, he's a good example of like no matter what you wear, like it's definitely in you. It's not on you. It's in you. Like
Yup.
he he is like the definition of like just fly, like real trim, fly, laid back, like just how when he walk in the room you could
Just
tell
fly. He could be wearing a t-shirt and some cool cut jeans. Just fly.
like exactly. As long as you carry yourself a certain way, fly isn't just what you wear. Fly is who you are as an
Simple.
individual. You feel me?
Simple.
But yeah, let's get back to your brand. Um, I don't know if you spoke about it a little bit earlier, but what is like Agape's mission? I know you said it stands for unconditional love, but like, what are you trying to push more for? Like, what's your mission?
I'm trying to push more community, black community to be specific, unity, black community oneness, more utilization of our resources. We have so many talented individuals, natural talent, and people in places with these resources that we need to freely be exchanging in ways to help uplift each other. So I think that's what Agape ultimately stands for, of thinking about ways in which I can help you, you can help me. We're getting to this further place, whether it's career wise, whether it's creatively, whether it's mental health, physical health, whatever it is, the whole person. Um, and like I said, in our community, the black community, we love fashion. We love fashion. So I think that is my catalyst way of starting the conversation. Yeah, you like this dope piece, but let's talk about like, yo, I know you like this piece. Cool. I love that. It's not about the money for me. It's about the conversation that comes with the hat.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation of like, I appreciate you liking my hat. I remember at the recent Brown Mill block party, and shout out to Brown Mill.
Shout out Brown Mill.
Yeah, yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me?
You can
Home
find Agape
team.
and Brown Mill too at the Atelier.
Yep.
But so a young lady that came up to my table, she was like, yo, this hat's fly, dope, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, thank you. She bought the hat, and then the conversation proceeded to say, she was like, yo, I market. I do X, Y, and Z. And that's the
Wow.
kind of conversations that I like, of like, yo, I would love somebody to help me with marketing. I would
Mm-hmm.
love this. She's like, yo, like, hit me up. Let's talk about that. Those are the conversations that I believe Agape brings to the table. Like, yes, this is a dope piece that starts a conversation, that introduces us, but how can we go further together?
Definitely. Um, I feel like for all black businesses and black brands, that is something that should be in everybody's mission. That should be in all of our, one all be alls. You feel me?
Mm,
'Cause at the end of the day, like we all we got, so
simple.
we need to continue to build, especially in Jersey. Like, we already see it in like Jersey, Newark, and everything. Like, you really see stuff building up. So hence why I started this as well, because um, I'll give Atlanta for example. Like, if you go down to Atlanta, everybody know everybody, and they support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, I want something similar, to where like it's not we trying to one up everybody and
Crabs
everything,
in a
but
barrel.
like
Yep.
I started this so people could know like who's popping, who's hot in New Jersey or the tri-state area, who they could network with, who they could if let's say I have a photographer on here, people could say, oh, I need that photographer for my shoot. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, create a network, create a network of good people. At the end of the day. But yeah. Okay, let's talk about brand aesthetic wise. Where are you trying to take it? Do you feel like you kind of mastered it now, or are you still in the, still trying to figure it out? Like, what you trying to do?
I feel like the aesthetic is ever evolving. I definitely don't feel like I mastered it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're still in the stage. This is Agape's 4th year. We're still in the stage of finding out our footing. We have the staple of the logo, which is something that's like, eye catching. But I think the brand aesthetic overall is somewhere in between this classic, because the through line for a lot of my videos is a white button up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people notice that per se, but every last video or photo shoot, there's a white button up present.
Okay.
And it's kind of just the uniformity of the brand, and also like this edginess. So it's like this uniform, edgy kind of vibe that I don't think is like, I don't find a staple just yet, but like somewhere in that mixing pool is where we're at. So still deep diving, ever evolving. We're gonna figure it out.
Definitely. Nah, you should. I don't know if you already thought about this, but you should definitely do a button up.
Listen, that's what's on next. You in my brain. You in my notebook in my brain. A nice little 1-2. Yeah.
I like that. You feel me? So while we was over here, we talked about your hats.
Mhm.
Your hats was one of the first things I've personally seen you drop, and
Yep.
definitely probably your first piece. How has that hat, that staple piece, been kind of like a brand identifier for you, or for people, for your brand?
When I tell you, these hats have took off in measures that I didn't even imagine within these 4 years. Where I'm constantly getting videos, pictures. I'll go to the store and I'll see my hat, and I'm like, oh, that's
Mhm.
me. Where it's just taken off in measures I have never imagined. Easily within these past 4 years, we've sold at least 6,000 hats, which is a metric that I never thought early on would have happened thus far, but it happened. And
Wait,
you
you
know,
say you? I'm sorry. You say you sold 6,000?
6,000.
Clap it up for that. Clap it up with 6,000 hats. Wow.
Yeah, and I just think the staple of that hat, it's a clean cut hat, it's quality. And that's my biggest thing of quality. I think that just draws back to, thinking about connecting the dots for myself of like why am I so big on quality? That's been my upbringing.
Mhm.
Making sure things are re-wearable. Like I'm not gonna get one, two wears out of this. No, I'm gonna get a couple, like a lot of wears out of this actually, and it's still going to maintain its integrity. So the hats overall being a staple has been an eye opener for me. Has been a point of pride for me for sure to just see. I remember once again at the Brown Mill Block Party, just seeing people coming in with hats on,
Mhm.
not like come in buying one, but people like saying like, yeah, today I'm gonna come with an Agape hat on. It just means the world to me in ways people don't realize. So the hats, listen, we gonna keep on producing these hats.
Yeah,
Let me know what colors
definitely.
y'all want.
Word. New flavors dropping soon. You feel me? But nah, definitely. Like it makes me proud. Like when I see my people's clothes and stuff on
Mhm.
other people out. You know, out in the wild. You feel me?
Mhm.
Um, definitely. You know, when I see some of your hats out, I'm like, oh, that's my girl's brand. You feel me? Um, even when I wear my hat, I have people asking me like, "Yo, where you get that from? The hat tough." I'd be like, "Yo, I showed them, the IG. You feel like
That's my heart
get you,
good.
get you what? You feel me?" But nah, definitely. But yeah, do you feel like do you want to expand on like doing more hats, like a bucket or I don't know,
For
something else unique?
certain. For certain. I want to do an Agape cowboy hat. I think
Ooh,
that's my next venture. It's this, real Western kind of vibe going on because of Beyonce. But like the reality is, a lot of my family is from the South, so it would be more of an ode to them. But I think that would be a really dope hat. I would venture into bucket hats, do some more beanies, and some different style, different texture hats as well is what I want to get into. So definitely going to come out with some new flavors, some shocks, some risk and edgy ones, but also some ones that everybody can get with too.
definitely. Um, my next question is, where do you see Agape in the next, I want to say like 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see the brand? Um, Describe that picture for me.
In the next upcoming years, I see Agape worldwide. But
Hey,
really, really, that's just my bigger picture right now. I want to see Agape in more states, and that's really been my thing. We're going to New Haven, Connecticut for the Black Wall Street Festival in August.
dope.
We recently went to Black Girl Art Show in Brooklyn. So I think in the next few years, I really want to see Agape in more spaces, and more storefronts, black-owned storefronts. Like mentioned before, we're right now in the Atelier by Brown Mill on Halsey and Newark. That's our first storefront that we are selling out of, which is really dope. So seeing more hats in other storefronts, but also eventually having our own. That's the idea, to eventually have our own later down the line once we get our footing a little bit more. But just more hats, more products, more one-on-one pieces. I do design. I made these shorts that I'm wearing today.
Fire.
Um, More one-on-one pieces, more custom pieces. I'm more than willing to make people one-on-one jackets, one-on-one shorts, one-on-one hats. So getting that kind of streamlined out too. So
Dope,
that's the
dope.
goal. Just more network, more. I call my Agape people lovers, more lovers into the network. Essentially.
That's dope. Lastly, one thing I always ask my guests at the end of the show is, um, for upcoming designers, well, for your specific field, for upcoming designers, um, give people, that's trying to get out there, a couple gems,
Mm-hmm.
to help them navigate through their process, through their thought process. What can you give them?
Write it down. I think any and every idea that you're passionate about, write it down. Put it to paper. Don't keep it in your head. Put it to paper because life moves and grooves, and thoughts are often fleeting at times. So make sure the moment, whether it's in your phone notes or on paper, like really get it down somewhere. And then my biggest piece of advice when I get this question is, and it sounds cliche, but I'm very serious, just start. There's no proper way to start. There's no, and a lot of people say, well, I don't got the money. There's a lot of things that you can do outside of money to just start. Canva is free. Instagram is free. And then, like I said, you could tap into the community in a lot of different ways. A lot of us in the community want to help brands, want to help them start up. There's a ton of grants that'll help you start up. But for instance, how I started up with hats, I'm like, I only have this amount of money. I was in college at the time. I'm like, I got this amount of money and this amount of hope right now, but I'm going to just start. And with that, starting small with the hats, grew into now tapestry jackets, varsity jackets, shorts. Like when you start, you just grow from there. So just start. Whether it's an idea, whether you're just starting with I'm about to launch a brand page to gain your network, just start. Literally, just start from where you think you know, and then ask for help. That's my last piece. Ask for help. Don't be prideful in this. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of everything, you're not going to be the best. You're not going to be the best, and that's okay, because at the end of your process, you will be one of them. You will be one of the best. So, but just start. Ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for help.
Y'all heard her. Don't be prideful.
Mm-mm.
And just do it. Feel me? No Nike, but just do it. But nah, thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
For being on the show. It was lovely having you. Give the people your socials where they could follow the brand, where they could follow you at.
Absolutely. Follow us on Instagram at Agape Uncon, AGAPEUNCON. You can also find us on our website at www.agapeUnconditional.love. So Agape Unconditional.love is our website. Feel free to, like I said, also DM the page if you might be a little confused or like, do you have this in stock? I'm very friendly. I'll get right back to you within 24 to 48 hours. So please hit us up. Also, any other brands, like I said, within the Black community that are looking to collaborate, I'm all open for collaboration. So please also, you can shoot me an email at agapeunco@gmail. If you would like to collaborate, or you can also shoot me a DM as well.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all for tuning in again. You know, this has been another episode. Like I said, season 2, episode 2. Got more heat coming through. See y'all later. But nah, see y'all.
Alright, what's up, Jess? Alright, so over here we got a few of your pieces. Let's dive into it, you feel me? Let's start with the hats. First we got the dad hats.
Yeah.
Simple piece, you feel me? So talk to us a little bit about these. Yeah. This was one of your first pieces, right?
Yeah, these are all my first pieces. Definitely started with the black, the blue, and the red. Those are the first 3 hats that came out. Just starting with, primary colors and stuff that people would normally gravitate to.
Definitely.
So we started with that hat, and we started with the patch on the side as well, the Agape logo. I thought this was definitely like an eye-catching logo that I created, where it's an anatomical heart, which is half healthy and half inflamed. Loving each other, whether in sickness and health, is essentially the motto for Agape. So I went with that. With the AG monogram on the front, because every good hat got the monogram on the front. So I'm like, let me catch up on that, put the AG on the front, and then the unconditional stitched on the side. Very vintage like, very classy, unconditional, stating for unconditional love. So the black, the blue, and the red. This red one's actually the original hat, like the first hat, Agape hat. And you could tell by the Velcro in the back. All the hats now have an adjustable in the back, because I just didn't like the Velcro in the back. I feel like it took away from the quality of the product. So I was like, all right, I got my prototype, and this is literally the prototype that was done now 4 years ago. And I upgraded it to the strap bag. So that's the black, the red, and the blue. I call this brown and tan one, the comeback kid, you know, the hero of the day, because we restocked this about like 5 to 6 times already. So this is like our best selling hat. The cocoa one, I just think the colors is fly. Me personally, I usually design with me in mind and people in mind. I'm like, if I wouldn't wear it, I'm not gonna put it out there. So anything that I design, I'm like, I would wear it, so therefore I would put it out there. Meaning the quality, the colors, the thoughtfulness really goes into it. So this is the comeback kid of the year.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's my favorite. This is the one I got, guys.
Yeah, that's the
Y'all
comeback
know me.
kid.
I'm brown, cream, earth tone.
Yeah, earth tone down. Earth tone down.
Let me ask you something. So, you said this is the prototype, right?
Yes.
Are there people that have the ones with the...
So it's only me and my best friend has a prototype as well. He has the prototype black one.
Okay.
So only me and my best friend, because those were the original samples.
And I was about to say, if you got the Velcro,
Gotta hold on
you
to
got
it.
the vintage on, you feel me? Might be worth something in the future, you feel me?
For real.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
This is the Hidden Soldier, I think. This one came out, and I feel like people were sleeping on it a little bit. This is one of those ones where you see it in the picture, like, it might be stepping outside of my character, stepping outside of my style. But then when you see it in person, it's just like, oh, this is really heat. Where the camo is definitely tough. Definitely Real Tree is in. It's one of those things that's really came popular lately. So I'm like, all right, let me dig on that. The orange adds a little flair, and then the underbrim orange was the extra flair that we added to it. So this is definitely like one of those hats that it's just like, you know, you gotta step out your comfort zone a little bit outside of like the blue, red, and black, which is a little bit more comfortable. But this was like one of those ones that people were like, I might not, but wind up being really popular in the end.
Yeah, it's definitely, you should always have, you know, your main piece, but also have that piece where you can, you know, it might be a creamy pattern or some colors that people don't usually gravitate towards. But at the end of the day, somebody gonna buy it and somebody's gonna like it.
Exactly.
You know, if your style is, you know, crazy colors, bright, that one for you, for real.
For real.
Now you said you design.
Yes.
So you sketch everything up and...
Sketch everything up. I designed everything from the logo to the monogram down to the stickers on the front. The sticker says AG on it, 25-8. It definitely is like a spin-off of like New Era. They have their New Era sticker on there, but it's a spin-off for AG, meaning love and unconditionally all the time, 25-8. And then a small detail says Agape Unconditional around the brim of the sticker too. So big on details, because they matter. They really do.
It's all about the details.
It's all about the details.
All about the details. Nice. Let's gravitate towards, you know, we got dad hat people with the brim. Now we got people that love their beanies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the beanies right here. You feel me?
Once again, love a good earth tone. Love a good earth tone. Gotta keep an earth tone in your closet. So that's that. The other logo that we have is Agape Worldwide, meaning unconditional love worldwide. Definitely, you know, spreading the movement, starting the movement. Mohair, I love mohair. That's just me. That's the material that we use for the beanie. It's mohair, super soft, super like thick, keep the head warm. So that's where I went with it. I'm like, I would wear this. Mohair is in right now, so let's go with it. And then this beanie is tough. Some people even like to flip them and wear them inside out. As a 2-for-1, yeah, as a little 2-for-1. So that's been really cool, because honestly, when I first made them, that wasn't my intention. And then people started flipping them. I'm like, oh, y'all creative. Look at that. So these are the mohair beanies. Like you said, stepping outside of the dad hat. Not everybody's a dad hat kind of person. A lot of people like beanies, whether it's youth or young adults. Beanies have really been a thing and a staple. So I'm like, let me just lean into that, especially during the winter months.
Dope. And on the beanies, this is your other logo, right?
Yep.
And you have, I remember you had pins.
Sure do. Got the pins right here. Got the regular logo as a pin, and then I have the Agape Worldwide as a pin as well.
Nice. So yeah, you got options here at Agape. You got the dad hats, you got the beanies, you feel me? Pick your poison. You got a bunch of flavors. Now let's go on to the rack. Which way you want to start?
Let's start over there.
Alright.
That's definitely the one-hit wonder. The tapestry jacket. I really take a lot of pride in this one, because all the graphics that I have on all my products are by me, but This graphic took a little bit more time, whereas the heart rib cage and putting the flame heart behind the rib cage was really my first time really deep diving into graphic art and making sure it's exactly how I want it. So just having the heart, having the other inflamed heart, having the unconditional on the sleeve, going crazy and taking a risk with a tapestry jacket. Tapestry is hit or miss. Some people love it, some people are like, I actually hate it. So taking that risk on the material was really cool for me, just to see how it would land with everybody. Because I love it, but something I love might be something somebody hates. But irregardless, you gotta always take risks as a business owner.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a dope design.
And I use Old English.
For the font, right?
Yeah, the font is Old English. I use Old English because everything I do is rooted in vintage, rooted in timelessness. Because unconditional love is timeless. So I like to kind of just delve into that, making sure everything and every staple has some kind of why behind it. So use Old English because it's a timeless kind of font, and that's what unconditional love is, timeless.
And listen, one of her favorite artists,
Kate Trinata.
Timeless. You feel me? Look. You gotta have a collab with Kate. You gotta get a piece.
Listen, Kate, hit me up, please.
Let's move on to the shorts.
Yes, the shorts, the Agape shorts, the fire.
Flames.
As you guys can see, that's kind of a pattern throughout the logo throughout the different pieces. The flames is just an ode to loving people in sickness and in health. So the flames is kind of like the sickness part. How are you going to love people through their flaws? How are you going to love people through their fire? So often I use the fire and the flames on the bottom of a lot of pieces. Just a cool little short. The short can be worn as regular. They can be swim shorts, however you choose to rock them. And then the Agape across the lap, just keeping the name plain and simple and right there.
Dope. Last but not least.
Definitely last but not least, the tee. Coinciding with the tapestry jacket, you can kind of see the art a little bit more clear, where it's the heart rib cage with the inflamed heart behind the chest or behind the rib. Just a plain tee. Comes in a regular standard and also comes in a box cut as well. And also, once again, the Old English on the back, because unconditional love is timeless. Remember that. If you don't remember nothing else, unconditional love is timeless. That's why we use Old English font.
Nice. Now, one thing I would ask.
What's up?
I don't know if this is a valid question to ask, because I know as a designer, as a creative, you should love all that you make. But do you have a favorite piece that's either right here or something makes, like something has? What's in your everyday wardrobe?
Every day? I can't say one piece. I'll give you my big three. I think my big three is definitely this one. I love the brown. I love a good brown or olive, but this one is definitely in my big three. Not because it's sold so much, but genuinely because it's something that I wear so often. That one, this tapestry jacket, because of how much of a risk it was and how successful it was, and how much effort I put into that one. And then I have a black spike hat. So I have this hat, but it has different spikes on it. That one's like an edgy, another risky kind of piece that I really love and wear often. I get a lot of compliments on that one because I feel like, and also it's like goes into craftsmanship. Like I make those one by one. Not only do I produce these, but like when I make the spike hats, it's one by one spike at a time. So that craftsmanship and that, that work that's put into it also makes it one of my favorites as well. Just that production stage.
Exactly. We love that. Thank you for sharing your pieces with us.
Thank you.
Remember to buy some. I'm coming after y'all.
I'm here. Listen, I'm here.
If you need her to drop it off to you, she will personally drop it off to you.
Sure will.
She for the people.
Absolutely.
Buy you some of that.